Welcome back, subscribers, and welcome new viewers to March 2023 General Monthly Reading for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, North or South nodes of the Moon. And I want to thank each and every one of you who have subscribed, who like and share my videos, because that helps my whole channel to circulate to more and more individuals who are in need of this information just like you. And those of you who'd like a private reading and like my private readings list, or you'd like to know the availability of my new recently released book, send me an email at thecreativewoman369@gmail.com. Okay, Sagittarius. The full moon will be on March 7th. This next Tuesday. Today I'm taping on Saturday the 4th, and it will be in Virgo, which squares your sign, anything you or all that you have in Sagittarius. And again, it's Virgo, 16 degrees, 40 minutes, so you might want to check and see. That's going to affect you. Absolutely. And then the new moon is going to be on the 21st, and that is in your friendly fire sign, Aries, 0 degrees, 50 minutes. And Jupiter right now is conjunct in Aries to, or will be conjunct to, this new moon. And Jupiter it begins the month out with, at 11 degrees. And then ends the month at 18 degrees. And we have right now, through the 16th of the month, Venus in Aries as well, sextiling Mars in Gemini. And Mars will stay in Gemini through the 25th. And so that's a real nice, Mars and Venus is a very nice, compatible, loving, compassionate energy, combined energy for all of us, males and females, when we are interacting with each other. And then Saturn, which is a big deal, Saturn has been in Aquarius for the past 2.5 years, since December, I believe, 17th of 2020, and it is going into Pisces on March 8th, so the day after the full moon. And it will stay in Pisces for the next 2.5 years. So that's a big deal, because Sagittarius, Pisces squares everything you have in Sag. And so Saturn is going to be squared to whatever you have in Sagittarius right now. And again, that is a big deal. It is going to affect you. Squares are they're intense, and they're beyond uncomfortable. They're intense in their adjustments that Saturn is requiring you. It's a requirement, whether you like it or not. A stern requirement, stern, steady requirement to transform something, depending on whatever you have in Sagittarius, whatever planet, or your nodes of the moon you might have. Saturn is going to insist upon you dealing with it now. And it could have everything to do with, Saturn is security, your security, or authority figures. So again, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. The other big deal is transiting Pluto is going from Capricorn into Aquarius. So that Pluto is the most long-lasting transiting planet. It will last for approximately 18 years in every zodiac sign it goes through. And so we have a long journey ahead of us, a long, beautiful, truthful, exposing journey to the depths, to the root of not just in general truth in general in the world, but also in our personal and daily lives and personal natal wheels and personal selves. So depending on what your natal wheel is and how this transiting Pluto in Aquarius is going to aspect your planets, your natal planets. Okay. So is that all I need to say? Oh, that goes, it introduces itself, Pluto in Aquarius on March 24th, and it will last for approximately 2.5 months through June 11th, 2023. And then the rest of this year, it will be retrograde back into Capricorn, and we won't have the effects of Aquarius Pluto until, I believe it's the second half of January 2024, which will last most of the year until the fall, and then it will retrograde for another month and a half back into Capricorn. And then once it goes back into Aquarius, it's in Aquarius for good. Okay, there we go. So let's begin. I don't know what this deck is called, but Sagittarius, let's find out what you need to know for this essential month for you, especially these two transiting planets. And if this reading isn't right for you, Sagittarius, that's okay. You might want to check your moon or your rising or your north or south nodes of the moon. Okay, here we go. Okay. The first card out is number 27, and that breaks down into a 9. And 9, the energy of 9 is truth as well. And it's underworld. And what I'm getting, first and foremost, is this is down in the depths here. This is the water, and I'm seeing this as your temple. Your body, yourself, your inner self, inner sanctum, and you going deep down into the depths of yourself and finding out what is there, exposing what is hidden for you so that you can free yourself. And look at this, full moon right there. And what did I just say with the full moon coming? It's in Virgo. It's squaring Sagittarius. So whatever you have in Sagittarius, expect that is what I'm getting the energy, possibly for some of you or a lot of you, and you be feeling it now. Because again, I am taping on the 4th of March, 2023. And the full moon, the actual day of the full moon is the 7th, and so you could definitely have already been feeling it this past week and through, well, it depends on how sensitive you are, at least 4 days after, also 4 or 7 days after, or even longer. Again, it's going to be uniquely different for all of you, and depending on your sensitivity, but that's a big deal. And I'm also getting Pluto with this, because transiting Pluto going into Aquarius for you as well. No, it's not Pluto in Aquarius. Well, it could be Pluto in Aquarius for some of you. Maybe you do. But no, it's actually Saturn in Pisces is what I meant to say, because that squares whatever you have in Sagittarius for sure. All of you. Yeah, birth. Yeah, birth. That makes sense. See, here again, you're in the depths. You're in the depths and coming up from the depths. So maybe some of you have already been in the beginnings of digging, or you've been digging deep inside yourself and you're coming up. In either case, whether you have started that or not, there is something. So what I'm seeing is both. You're going to be digging into something that you haven't found yet, that's deep inside, that must be exposed, come to your awareness so that you can, it's a blockage. And so this is a very good thing, even though they're painful, painful experiences. It's not fun by any means, but so you're going to become aware of something having to do with digging deep. And then here you are going to receive, you're coming up from something that you've been working on inside yourself and you've been working through. And so it looks like here's the beginning of something new that you're going to find, and then here is something you're going to gain a blessing for something that you've already been working on. Okay. And again, this is a general reading, so it's going to be different for all of you. Okay. Okay, and so number 3, this third card is 23, and it breaks down into a number 5, and it's choice. So what I got with that is, with this card, this digging down, for some of you, what this digging down is going to enable you to do is come up with, you're going to have choices. You're going to have a choice between several things about what is really meaningful for you, what you really truly desire for yourself. And so what I'm seeing now is, for some of you, this might not be a blockage that you have, but this is you digging deep inside yourself to figure out, what do you really want? You're going to have choices here, and so you're going to get a choice to decide. And this is the month I'm seeing that this is beginning for you to be able to, and maybe around the full moon is when this is happening for you. You're having to really sit with yourself and make a choice and choose and figure out what is best for you, your soul, on a soul level, not what anybody else wants, but you personally, and then go for that. And I also see with this card that you're going to be figuring it out too. You're going to be, maybe some of you have already are in this and you haven't been able to decide what you want. You're going to figure this out. It will come to you. It will come to the surface, the truth for you. What's best for you, Sagittarius. Okay. And again, it could be around this full moon. It could be around the new moon. Let's see, what's the new moon in again? Let me see. Oh yeah, it's in Aries. So either one of those, but I'm really feeling strong for most of you. What's going on is already started because it's the energy of the full moon. Okay, on the 7th. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Let's see what astrology card is assisting you energetically this month, Sagittarius. Obviously, besides the full moon and the new moon being in Aries, your trine, which is your fire sign, fellow fire sign. So, okay, so what else is assisting Sagittarius astrologically? Yeah, I had this intuitively. I didn't say it, but I should have. But now that this Virgo card came out, what I was thinking before this card came out, and in accordance with the full moon being in Virgo, that even though it's square to your Sagittarius and what's coming up to the surface for you, or whatever that means for you, it's a good thing. It's good because you, even though it might not feel good at first, it's going to break something loose for you so that it's not stuck, hidden in your depths, unknown to you, and automatically controlling you behind the scenes. So you're going to find it out. It's going to come to the surface. This is what you're working on, and maybe it might take, again, For those of you that this is having to do with Saturn, because I just got the picture of Saturn. If it's having to do with Saturn, it's not gonna, it begins this month, okay? And then it's going to, of course, continue for the next 2.5 years for you. But you have two different things going on here too, because you have the full moon, short term, which can also produce long term, don't get me wrong, produce long term effects on you as well. But I see it more as short term this month affecting you. And this is Virgo. This is digest. Wow. Big deal. So, okay. Just a second here, because I'm getting a lot of stuff. Okay, so with this Virgo card, again, also, this has to do to me, it's saying with the full moon. So it's something is coming to the surface, coming to your attention consciously, and it's going to be something that might be hard to digest for you. It's going to maybe sting a little bit, be painful, whether it's communication coming from somebody else, whether it's an experience that you're going to have, or maybe you're being triggered by a past experience, but it's something that's not been taken care of. It's something that, again, has been lurking deep inside, unknown to you, or at least I just got undetected too, which unknown, undetected that's the same thing to me. But also, or something you might know about, but you've not dealt with it yet, or you haven't had the capabilities of dealing with it yet. But this now, with this full moon, and no doubt, you're being hit, and you have been already. So those of you watching soon, when I post this, then, which hopefully will be this evening, probably tomorrow, might be tomorrow too, since it's the afternoon already. I don't know. It depends on how fast I can. It takes a long time for me to post things and for it to download. Okay, but anyway, you're no doubt you're already going through this. I'm seeing, I'm feeling, I'm sensing, because the full moon is just a couple days away on Tuesday, and I'm taping on Saturday. Okay, and number 6, I also, when I was drawn again to look at the number 6, that could be significant for some of you, the number 6, but also the word balance. So whatever this is that you're having to digest, again, it's going to, in the end, even though it might not feel good at first or be a positive thing for you at first, it's going to balance you in the end. Balance you, because blockages are imbalances. And so, yes. I'm also getting that for some of you, whether you realize this or not, this imbalance, this whatever you're not seeing or knowing inside, this whatever this blockage is, some of you, it has come into your physical body. And once you take care of it on that deep level and actually work through it emotionally and consciously, it will go away. It will go away. Okay. So what else? What else for Sagittarius? So again, if I didn't explain it enough, I'm feeling I need to say again, with this full moon in Virgo is a good thing. It is a blessing in disguise for all of you. For all of you. Okay. All right, so let's see what else. Yep, wow, root, look at that. Somebody else got the root. I don't know what sign this month, but this is number 38, and it breaks down into 11. And so 11 is a master number, And maybe that is a special number for you already, but nonetheless, I feel like you're going to be seeing 11s this month if you haven't already. And it is a significant sign or synchronicity that I can only encourage you to pay attention to find out what that means, or think about when you see those numbers, 11s or 11 or 1111. Become consciously aware of what you're doing at that time, what you're thinking, how you're feeling, what's triggering you. Because it has a direct connection with this that is deep inside you, that is so essential for you to become consciously aware of, so that you can free yourself from that blockage. And the word is root. Root, yes, because you need to get to the very root of the situation, which I've been saying from the beginning for you, Sagittarius, that it's something deep inside your root, the root, a program which is rooted in the memory, in the subconscious or unconscious, and maybe this is your south node. You need to check out your nodes of the moon again. If you have them, pull them out, read them again, because there is absolute significance. Absolute significance. If you have anything, if your Chiron is in the 6th house, which is the natural house of Virgo, or if it's in Virgo, or you have your nodes in the 6th house or the 12th house, because they're across from each other, or you have them in Pisces or Virgo, or of course you're already hopefully looking at your nodes if they're in Sagittarius or Gemini. But anyway, there you go. Wow. Because you are to get to the root of some blockage in your life that you haven't had a chance or were able to take care of or fully take care of yet. It's still lurking in the depths of yourself, mingling around in the depths inside your subconscious or unconscious. Okay, yeah, this is big. And again, full moon and Saturn going into Pisces. Big deal for you, Sagittarius, big deal. But it's good. It's very good. And no, it's not going to be fun, especially with Saturn. It's going to keep your nose to the grindstone. You'll want to check what house is Saturn, transiting Saturn and Pisces going through in your natal wheel. So, and again, you're going to check absolutely what planets or nodes or Chiron is in Sagittarius natally for you, because that will definitely, that's what you're working on. That's what Saturn will be and is insisting and demanding for you specifically for the next 2.5 years, if you haven't already taken care of that previously. Okay, so, and for some of us, those of us that are around my age, born about 1964 through 1966, my year, then you're going to have your second Saturn return when it goes into Pisces. So again, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. So anything that you weren't able to take care of in your first Saturn return, which was approximate age 28 through 31 years of age, then you get it all now. It all comes now, plus what you haven't taken care of from 31 till the present day, for those of you in your second Saturn return. Okay, which means you will have natal Saturn in Pisces. Okay, in your wheel, in your natal wheel. Okay. All right, so let's move forward here. And let's get some tarot cards to give you some more details if you don't already have enough details. Let's get some more here. Let's see what's going on. Okay. I'm just going to put them all out here. Wow, there's a lot. There's a lot. Let's see here. What are we doing? Back just a second here. How many cards do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Okay, so what I am seeing to do, this is very unique. I've never had to do this before, but I'm just doing what is coming to me. So I'm going to do this. This is what I am seeing. Okay. And this is right in between here. Okay. So the 9 of Pentacles. So whatever you have been working through, you've been working through something really hard and really close to your heart, something, maybe some of you have gotten your heart broken, or it's really been stabbed in your emotions, with you, having to do with your emotions. And so you've been really working through that. Well, good for you, because 9 of Pentacles, you're having something come to fruition. And you might not even see it coming. I was drawn to the little birdie here with, he has something over his head, so he can't see anything. And that might be you. So it's coming as a surprise, or it could come as a surprise, a very positive surprise, and it's something tangible, something that is coming to you in your environment, to you, that you can touch, taste, feel, see. Something physical has come to fruition for you that you've been working through, again, having to do with your heart chakra, maybe some of you, but maybe just something hit you emotionally, was emotionally detrimental to you, an experience. Maybe you've been working through Chiron for some of you. You're doing your Chiron healing and working through that trauma. Okay, but that's tremendous. So Sagittarius, you're getting a positive result coming to you, a gift, a blessing, something tangible for yourself. And you can be really happy. You can have something to celebrate too. Now this could either be having to do with the same thing, this heartbreak you've been working through. You're going to have celebration, and others are going to be so happy for you and congratulating you for all of your efforts, for what's coming for you, because you have been, yes, you walked away, or you're finishing that walking away from whatever emotional heartbreak that you've been consciously working through, because swords have to do with conscious thoughts and thinking. And so maybe it's been a belief that you have, belief that was passed down to you from your ancestors, your family, your mother's or father. But again, you're walking away. And I got the full moon again. Here's the full moon. This could very well be having to do with this full moon. You're finally completing that cycle of walking away and completing of that healing I just got for some of you. And that's why celebration is coming, Sagittarius. Wow. Okay, so that's a big deal. Very, very beautiful. Very beautiful. And then Ace of Swords. So you're being crowned with something. Again, it has to do with the swords. So you have mastered, or you are mastering. You're in the process of mastering this to where it's not hurting like it did. It's not searing you. It's also, I'm getting too, for some of you who have changed a pattern, a thought pattern, a belief system, where you're in the process of that. You're not getting trapped in that anymore. You're able to see, or by the end of March, you're clear of that. You have mastered that. You're consciously aware. And so you don't get tripped up anymore. You can see when, and so that you can choose a different path for yourself now, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense for you. Yeah, and you have the Lovers. Maybe some of you who are single, if this is appropriate for you, and you're desiring a new person. That's who you're drawing someone to you, and someone's coming towards you that is compatible to you, that is loving, that can reciprocate and give you, it's an even exchange. And again, it's a lot of clarity, mental clarity, clear communication, truthful communication with you, both of you. You naturally will be able to do that back and forth with each other, where maybe that's what you didn't have in the past. And this is why it wasn't right for you. You had to walk away from that. So you learned from that situation, that relationship. It could be a friendship, romantic. It doesn't have to be. That's what I'm seeing, though. It's a very loving, compatible friendship or romantic relationship that you could be coming into for some of you. I also just saw, if it's not a relationship, if you're not single and you're already in one, it doesn't have to do with relationship that way, but it's having to do with yourself. And you are now balanced within yourself, and you, whatever you have worked through and walked away from, it has made you balanced and solid inside yourself. That security base for yourself, a solid, balanced, harmonious security base for yourself. You're mastering that, or you have mastered that by the end of this month, March. Yeah, and here we're fighting, whether it's with inside yourself or just, I was seeing a lot of friction and bickering and blocking of, because wands has to do with your desires and your passions, being blocked on getting, whether it's internally, it's you, having to do with you, whether others on the outside are seemingly blocking you or really blocking you, it still has to do with whatever's inside. It always starts inside with us. So it's about that unblocking of ourselves and finding that out. And so that's what is happening and will continue. You will be continuing to work on if there are still some things inside that need to come to the surface so that you can take care of them, so that they're not blocking your dreams and desires anymore. And some of you, that's what you've been working on, and so now they're coming to fruition. At least one, maybe several things for some of you. And yes, see, the Queen of Wands is under the Five of Wands. So this is what you are working through, or you have just recently worked through, or what you have been working on, whatever it is, it's coming to conclusion. You're mastering it. And so, and this is for all of you, whatever that is. Because all of you have mastered or are at the end of mastering something that you've been working through, that you've been walked away from, or you're walking away from, heartbroken, something to do with your thought process. Okay. But the Queen of Wands, yes, she's solid. She, again, always when I see this black cat, the black cat's looking straight ahead. She's faced her demons. She's faced all of those blockages that the subconscious, like, for example, South Node, is put in our subconscious or unconscious programs that always block us until we can deal with them. She's done all of that. This is you. This is you in some area or some situation, experience in your life, whatever you've been working on and completing, you will be in the Queen of Wands energy by the end of March, which is a very strong, powerful, able to make your dreams come true and your passion, and use that energy of your passions to do that for yourself. And you don't have any more blockages, at least in that area, whatever that you're desiring to make come true for yourself, is what I'm trying to say. Okay. And the 10 of Wands is, yeah, you've had great responsibility. This is, or with Saturn, again, okay, Saturn, because for all of you, Saturn going into Pisces means, again, it's squaring whatever you have in Sagittarius. And so, and then if any of you have anything in Gemini, it also squares Gemini. So you're already familiar with this responsibility, or this is brand new responsibility for you, because Saturn has everything to do with responsibility. It's all about taking responsibility and maturing in whatever area that your natal Saturn is in, and also whatever area transiting Saturn in Pisces, so what house position or house it's going through, that is going to be your new responsibility to take care of for the next 2.5 years. This is for all of us, not just you. But again, for you, you have the extra responsibility of dealing with, and Saturn will keep your nose to the grindstone in that area, whatever planet that it's squaring, whatever Sagittarius planet it's squaring, and or Gemini squaring. So for the next 2.5 years. So you're taking on a new responsibility. You are going to be maturing in a new area of your life. So you will be transforming that area of your life and you personally with Saturn and Pisces. Okay. And that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Okay. So I'm going to leave this as it is. I'm not going to pull any more cards because this was a really deep reading for you. So that's all I have for you, Sagittarius. And I hope this was helpful. Again, if you need a reading, would like a reading, your nodes of the moon, natal wheel, send me an email. And I'd be happy to do so. Okay, until next time.